Behind me here is Rembrandt's depiction of the Prodigal Son. And it is that parable that is in our gospel for the fourth Sunday of Lent. It's a parable, of course, of forgiveness and mercy, but for me it's a parable of freedom. The younger son can't wait to be free, can't wait to get out of the house. And he basically tells his father, "Dad, I can't wait for you to die to get my share of the inheritance. Give it to me now." And the father gives the money to him. And so the younger son is free. He's free to do whatever he wants. He's got all this money, and so he goes off and he spends it all, and it's gone. And when it's gone, he's no longer free. In fact, he's reduced to feeding pigs. Pigs for a Jew who can't even eat the pigs. He's reduced to feeding them, and no one gives him anything. And he realizes that he'd be better off back home, even as a servant, and so he heads back home. And then his father comes. When his father sees him coming down the road, he runs to meet him, embraces him, kisses him, and throws a big banquet for him because he's so happy to have him back. And now enters the older son. And the older son realizes what has gone on, and he's angry, and he won't go into the party. And his father comes out and pleads with him, and the older son says, I've been the good one. I've done everything you've asked me to do. I never disobeyed one of your orders, and you never gave me a party to have with my friends. The older son obviously is not free. And for me, the tragedy of the older son is that he thought he had to do all these things. He thought he had to be perfect in obeying his father's orders in order to earn his father's love, not realizing that he already had his father's love. And so obviously he is not free. So who is the one who is truly free in this parable? It is the Father. It is the Father. He is free. He is not holding on to the money, and he gives it to his son. He is free in being able to love his son and being able to welcome him back with open arms. He is free to show love and mercy and compassion and forgiveness. He doesn't care what people might think when he doesn't punish his younger son when he comes back. He doesn't care what people might think when he goes out to plead with his older son instead of just laying down the law and saying, if you don't like it, that's too bad. No, he's free to love. And that's how God is with us. God freely loves us. God freely shows us love and mercy and compassion and forgiveness. And God calls us to be that free in loving others. And God gives us what we need. When the father in the parable says to the older son, everything I have is yours, that's what God says to us. Everything I have is yours. I've given you the body and blood of my son poured out for you. I've given you the power of the Spirit. I've given you grace and love. I've given you my words. I've given you everything. Everything that God has given to us so that we can help set others free. We can help set those who are convinced that they are unloved and unlovable. We can help set them free. We can help set free those who are convinced that they are totally alone. Let God show you his love and mercy for you, and let him set you free.